Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the great state of Missouri, more specifically Stanton, Missouri. Even more specific than that, I'm in front of the Jesse James Wax Museum. But this is not just an ordinary wax museum, a dry wax museum that gives the life story of its subject matter. No, this is a conspiracy, a very early conspiracy-based museum. It was started by a Rudy Truilli. He was a man who believed a very controversial theory, and so that basis of this museum is that Jesse James died in 1951. The conventional theory is that he died in the 1880s. So Jesse James, famous outlaw, he fought for the Confederacy, but served as almost a guerrilla or raider for the Confederacy, meaning he was like a pirate. He ran in, looted, sacked Union holdings, very brutal and uncompromising. After the Civil War, he continued being a criminal, a robber, would go on to be the first recorded bank robber in American history, according to this museum. So there possibly was a bank robber before that. But him and his gang, his brother Frank James and their gang would terrorize the country, robbing, looting, and pillaging. Until 1880, when supposedly a member of his own gang, a Robert Ford, would shoot him in the back of the head in cold blood. He waited till his back was turned and shot him just so he could collect the ransom money. And some people think he is a scoundrel for doing such a thing. But this museum claims that that was a setup, that another man was killed and buried in Jesse James' place. So Rudy Truilli, who ran this museum before he passed away, he met a man named F. Frank Dalton, a 100-year-old man who claimed to be Jesse James. He was interviewed extensively. Apparently he had some of the same markings. He had a bullet wound, claimed that he had markings on his neck from a botched hanging, and that he was indeed Jesse James. And Rudy actually helped organize a birthday party, the 102nd birthday party of Jesse James. And J. Frank Dalton would end up being buried, and his tombstone would say Jesse James. So there's two Jesse James gravestones out there. One is fake, one is real. It's up to you, I guess, to decide which one is which. As for this museum, this is a wax museum that kind of talks about that theory, pushes that theory forward. Very, very small wax museum. There's 4 tableaus, and I think I counted 7 wax figures.
Post offices and banks during their alcohol reign. Their first big light bank robbery took place on February 13th. Most frequently robbed in the state of Missouri.
And guns, 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 barbed wire display, and you're out. But still, you know, interesting to see different perspectives. You know, you have the dry history museums that promote the mainstream ideas, and then you have, you know, little fractured off museums that have their own ideas of what happened. It is my understanding, in the brief amount of research I've done on my phone, that they did disinter the original Jesse James and claim that DNA tests showed that he was Jesse James, I believe. They don't reference that in there, so I'm not really sure what it is. And they do leave it open-ended in there. I mean, they don't say for sure, but they do talk about that it is a possibility, and they say that the truth is stranger than fiction. And apparently the J. Frank Dalton, the man who claimed to be Jesse James, they couldn't trace him where he came from. There was no birth records or anything. So he was using an alias and claiming to be Jesse James. So who knows? Who knows where that man came from? Very interesting history out here in Stanton, Missouri. I appreciate you guys watching. Look down in the description at all the other wax museums that I have been to. Been to most of them. Been to most wax museums in this country. Been to other amazing places as well, other roadside attractions. That's all down in the description in the interactive map. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, please check down below to look at some t-shirts. Also, if you'd like to donate at least $3 a month, I will send you postcards while I'm out and about on my road trip. But for now, this one's in the bag.